Mark Rosewater told us that March of the Machine was going to change the game of Magic forever. I'd say it has. Well, what is up, everyone? Welcome back to Kitchen Table TCG. My name is Louie, and I hope you're having yourself a fantastic day. We got a little bit of a different video today. We got a new card type in Magic the Gathering, an amazing thing. This does not happen very often. A new card type called Battle, and we're seeing like Battle Siege is kind of the one that we've seen a lot today. And this card type is really cool. It comes out and you play it and it's sideways. It's like a horizontal card, and you choose an opponent to defend it. So if you're one-on-one, then your opponent's defending it and you're attacking it. And there's like an enter the battlefield effect or something that happens when you cast it. And then when you destroy it, you get something. It flips over and you get something. Really cool. I'm not sure how it's going to affect the gameplay and all that stuff. You know, we'll go down that rabbit trail when we get there. But it's really cool to be part of Magic the Gathering content in the middle of something like this. We haven't seen a new card type. This is not an enchantment. It's not a whatever. It is a new card type. It's just like when they announced Planeswalkers and they put that into the game. That's where we are in the history of Magic the Gathering, which could be really cool. It could be an iconic time period for that. So Magic the Gathering has changed forever. But is that good? Obviously I'm excited about it because it's something to talk about, and I like talking about things, and I like new mechanics. I like it when games, there's a really great game I love called Terraforming Mars. It's a board game, and when they release expansions, I get really excited about it, and it gives me a fresh new perspective on the game that I've been playing for years. Same with Scythe. It's a game that I love, and when they release new content for it, it allows me to explore the game in a different way. So I've been playing Magic for a long time, and I like the idea of exploring Magic in a different way, but I will say there is some negatives to this. Number one, it does make the game more complex, and that's something that I think Magic struggles with right now. If you are a new Magic the Gathering player and you're coming in, and I deal with this at the store all the time, somebody who comes in and wants to learn Magic, well, where do you end up at? You end up at a commander table, and there's a lot of cards on the table, a lot of different cards, and now you're gonna have this whole nother effect, and it's gonna be hard to keep up with. These things are gonna be difficult for new players to learn, and difficult for people who have been in the game for a long time, the kind of older heads. I was having a conversation actually. There's two individuals came in the shop this week. One of them, I bought 4 Gaia's Cradles. These are actually already sold. Lots of things to buy this week, and so I had to actually sell them. I would love to have kept them, but lots of people came in the shop. One person came in and sold their whole collection. He's kind of piecing out his whole thing. This is part of his whole collection. We're in talks to the whole collection. I said, hey, what's the deal? Why are you kind of getting out of Magic? He said he'd been in Magic for a long time, since beta, since I don't think he was there for alpha, but since beta. He's got a couple lotuses, he's got a couple stuff. One of the things he said to me is Magic hasn't been the same for him since they changed to the modern card frame. And I thought that was wild. And he was basically like, we're mixing all these cards. At the time, it was frustrating because we're mixing all these cards. It's the same as like the white border that don't match, and it feels all convoluted and it doesn't feel like a succinct game. And if you're frustrated by that, then you've gotta hate Planeswalkers. You've gotta hate these new battles and these new things that come out. And I understand that. And I think you have to, as an individual who's involved in a hobby like this, I think you have to respect both sides of this coin. You have to understand that some people just don't like change. There's a book called Who Moved the Cheese that I was forced to read back when I was actually working for my life. Who moved the cheese? People don't like change. But then on the flip side, change is actually really good. There are really fun and exciting things when you introduce a new mechanic like this. It can open up the game in a new way and provide fun and unique experiences for other people. I think this battle thing feels a lot like almost like a PvE or like a raid. I used to do a lot of Destiny raids, the video game. There's mechanic here where instead of focusing on your opponent's life or instead of attacking your opponent, you're accomplishing like a side objective that's going to help you beat the boss. And it's kind of a cool mechanic, and it's kind of a cool thing where Planeswalkers, you're attacking, it takes the damage away from your opponent. When you attack a Planeswalker, you are not dealing damage to your opponent. but you're taking something away from your opponent. And in this case, you're actually gaining something for the most part, I think, from what we've seen. You're actually gaining something when you attack this thing and it goes off. So it's almost like a side quest, almost like a side objective within the game that you're playing. And that's super unique and super creative and super, I think it's really good game design. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I think this is like Magic, say what you will about Magic and the lands and all that stuff, but like, this is, in my opinion, really cool and unique game design that's creative and exciting, and I can't wait to see how it interacts with the game. And now I think I will get frustrated with it, and I've been very vocal on our Pauper streams on Monday night. I don't like the dungeon mechanic. I think it's just annoying. You know, nobody ever really understands what's happening next, and you know, I think it's a little bit OP, and but the dungeon mechanic is not something that I enjoy playing against, and it's not something I like. But I know people who literally play Pauper because of the dungeon mechanic and because they can interact with the dungeon mechanic, and they build decks all the time. In our community, they build all these decks all the time based around the dungeon mechanic, and that's fine. And for them, it excites them. It's what brings them in on Monday night to my shop. And I love that. And that's the win. So even though I don't like something, even though it's not something that's really exciting for me, it does provide an opportunity for me to play the game with people who are excited, which is, in my opinion, the win. So with this new thing out, I think that this is going to be a pretty hot button topic. I think just like when Planeswalkers came out and people were frustrated with that, we're going to see people who poo-poo on this and just don't like it and complain about it. And you know, a lot of people are already complaining about it's now a double-sided card that then you have to turn horizontally. It's like a whole thing. But at the end of the day, I think this will provide new and exciting things for people who are invested in the game, you know, time-wise, who are invested in the game to explore and to dive down and to build different mechanics around, and that excites people. So I think at the end of the day, this is a huge win. It's really exciting. I do think that there are some things to keep in mind when dealing with this. Number one, there's going to be a lot of people who don't understand this. So if you are playing the new Commander decks or on draft weekend and all that stuff, make sure that you help explain people what these cards do, and make sure you take in mind that this is going to make it more difficult if you put this in your deck to teach other people how to play the game or to expand your local communities and that kind of thing. But all in all, I would love to hear what you think about the new battle mechanic. It's not every day we get a new card. Do you think that this will be a thing all the time? I kind of feel like this might be like a but I felt like the sagas, which are enchantments, but the sagas were going to be a one and done type thing with Dominaria, but now they popped up and become like a very, more frequent thing. So I actually think this could last a little bit longer if people enjoy it, and it'll be really interesting. Maybe we already know this, I just don't know it, to see if the commander decks really play into this. If these things if there's a commander that's built around all of these different tasks and side quests and whatever, I think that could be a pretty cool commander. And if not, it's certainly something I think I will build, because I think at a commander table, it's gonna be super interesting to see which of your opponents will choose to help you, and it kind of creates that camaraderie and that table dynamic and the politic game of Commander. I think that is what makes it really exciting to me, because I love the thought of being like, hey dude, attack this thing for me. When you destroy it, I'll get this, and then I'll be able to do that. And it's just a cool way to introduce more and more politics to Commander, which from my perspective, I love, because I'm bad at the game, but I'm good at the politics. So anyway, hopefully you have yourself a fantastic day. Remember to leave a comment in the comment section about what you think about the battles, and be kind to the people around you. And remember that some people like this stuff and some people don't, and you can voice your opinions, you can share why you don't like it. But it's okay if somebody likes something that you don't like, and it's okay to just let them enjoy it, because at the end of the day, if more people are enjoying Magic the Gathering, if more people are enjoying any TCGs, if the TCG industry is growing as a whole, it's exciting and fun for all of us. I want more people to play Magic the Gathering with. That is my goal. I want to play Magic the Gathering with more people. And if these types of things excite people or get people to come back to the game to try something new out, that is a big, big win. And so remember to be kind to the people around you. And if you see people who are upset about this, just ask them why. I would love to know why. I would love to hear people's opinions about that too. So talk to you again next video, and I don't know what we're doing this week. It's been a weird week. Today I made a bunch of fruit cups for my kids' Easter party in preschool. So it's been a whole day. Anyway, be kind to people around you. We'll see you again next video.